Hello. These are my two support systems, Chloe and Presley. Dr. Kurtz asked me to speak here today because she thought I had a unique story. Unique, okay, here we go. Along with 18% of all other students in the United States, I'm dyslexic. I was diagnosed when I was 7 years old, and from that point, education would be difficult for me. I never fit in or had success because I was playing a game using rules that I did not understand. Fortunately for me, my parents made a financial sacrifice and sent me to a private Montessori school. This school focused on diversity and the development of students in their individualized education. While attending Montessori, I started seeing a tutor that specialized in students that had problems like me. Following the Montessori mantra, she focused on my individual growth. Leaving Montessori, I was a student used to a diversified classroom, a pedagogy that looked at individuals rather than classrooms. I would say at this point my educational life was fun, and I wasn't made to feel different, even though my academic skills probably were not at my peers. I entered the public education system in 6th grade, and I was immediately placed in a self-contained special education classroom. I was a child caught between two educational worlds. I knew I wasn't stupid, but that was the word that was used to describe me. And the classroom I was put in reinforced this stigma. I finally was removed from the self-contained classroom through my parents' constant pressure on the school, but was never given an individualized education plan or a guide that would aid in my academic success. I would complete junior high, not especially proud of my achievements, or tagged with the label of being stupid. Still struggling student in high school, this is where I would reach the bottom and assume my role as a student who just could not keep up. While attending high school, I had a teacher give me a question mark with the words, "You don't belong in this class," on a test. Who does that to a child? Still struggling, my parents reached back into their pocketbooks and assigned me tutorials after school. This truly was the bottom. I would attend Huntington Learning Center a few times a week right after football practice. I would show up in my dirty practice uniform, tired both physically and mentally, and trying to fit in from class, moving way too fast for my style that I just did not learn well in. While at Huntington, I was placed in reading pods that matched other readers with my level. I was a 15-year-old high school student in his practice clothes from football, sitting with second graders. I was frustrated to say the least. I barely graduated high school, and I entered the world that seemed destined for me, working with my dad. It was not a traditional education setting, but I did learn a lot for myself. I saw my father work hard every day, instilling the trait that you just get things done, no matter how hard the task is. While working with my dad, I attended some classes at the community college, doing okay in some, but my academic abilities were still far and few between. All this changed when my best friend Matt called me from Illinois State University. He said that I had to get down there. Matt was talking about Illinois State's unique student body of 3 girls to 1 guy ratio. I had never done well in math, but that equation seemed to work out for me. It did. I met my wife Lane, and the rest is history. She told me on one of our earlier dates that she does not date losers. I thought, losers? But instead of shutting me off into a special education classroom, Lane modeled what good students do to achieve in school, something I never received throughout my high school years. How could a student like, Lane modeled for me what a good student does to achieve in school, how could a student like me be staying here today at the pinnacle of a doctorate education is because I've been blessed with 3 women in my life who have shaped me as a student. My mother, who sat in the kitchen table, reading my homework to me, helping me write my reports using those yellow legal pads, and correcting everything from my spelling to my math homework. She set the foundation for my learning. Her dedication got me through the darkest times and helped me graduate high school. Next, my wife Lane picked up where my mother left off. She showed me how to succeed on my own, never doing for me, but critiquing and adding the necessary peer interactions and facilitation that I needed. Without ever taking an education course, Lane implemented some top-notch pedagogy skills and modeled successful techniques that would get me through my bachelor's and master's degree. Finally, Dr. Studebaker gave me the belief as a student that I belong, even within a doctoral program. Who would have thought? We would talk weekly. Every opportunity, she motivated me and really created a student who believed in himself and thought that he could do anything. Thinking about my educational journey could be thought of as of a relay race, me serving as the baton. My mother had the first leg, providing that early support and motherly understanding. She passed it off to my wife, who instilled good modeling and examples of a successful student. And finally, Dr. Studebaker was given the baton with the finish line in sight. She provided those polishing skills and development that brought me to the next enlightened scholarly level. Each influential woman in my life provided an equal necessary development in my journey. I'm very thankful for them and their time that they spent transforming a struggling student, lost, to the one who stands here today at the pinnacle of his education. And this is where I'd like to express my deepest gratitude for an institution that believes in the development of their students. At our first face-to-face meeting in October 2016, at the beginning of the program, I looked around and instantly felt out of place. I thought, here we go again. I was a mere high school teacher, one who would struggle with learning his entire life in the company of such geniuses and leaders. How was I ever going to make it through? The answer lies in NNU's unique ability to break the huge task of a PhD program into manageable bites. I'm not saying it wasn't hard, or that quantitative research didn't have me banging my head against a wall, but it was manageable. This, coupled with the cohort model, in which collaborative unit is formed, each relying on others and the power of communal learning. This is what NNU, why it's a beautiful place to learn, and more importantly, it is friendly to all learners, from the highest GT to the struggling LD. In a system in which teacher-centered instruction is the norm, NNU models itself after some of the most successful companies in the world. Burger King, have it your way. Apple, think different. General Electric, imagination at work. Even in an online program, NNU has created a curriculum that has allowed for differentiation. Many teachers through my time in secondary campuses have always stated, why rethink the wheel? And I've thought, if that was true, wouldn't we still be using stone tires? NNU, especially Dr. Curtis and Studebaker, have rethought the wheel. They provide a program in which all students can learn. I stand here today as a testament of this program. As I reflect back, was I the one with the learning disability, or have some teachers and educational systems had that learning disability? Thank you.